Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to a crossover event. No, we're not talking about Avengers Endgame. We're not even talking about, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team up with Batman. We're not talking about Flintstones meets the Jetsons. No, we're talking about celebrating an unexpected, out of freaking nowhere pull on my channel. As I was just saying, that my bad luck proves that things weren't rigged for YouTubers. And then what do you know? Straight out of the bin, as the great Seaton would say. 6-star blade. Unawakened for the moment, though I do have a question in the previous video I posted on my channel. Should I use one of my 2 generic awakening gems on him? Because I know the power of 6-star blade, his awakened ability. However, I also know the power of using an awakening gem on somebody you either get quickly after, or you don't end up using as much as you thought. And I still don't know, other than Battlegrounds maybe, how much I'll use 6-star blade. I don't know. But I'm excited to find out. Okay, so that is chapter 1. How do you translate this to the other genre of my channel? Well, I'm going to give Brian Grant the first shout out of this video. Because Brian Grant once was very honest in a video I watched years ago where he said he underestimated the utility, the power, the valuableness of Blade. Because I think Blade came out when he was, either it was the New York City Comic Con or another event. And yeah, he could have tried to grind for him in the arena. But Blade came out and one of his tags was defensive, right? And so Brian understandably thought, well, I'm good with defenders. I don't need to go for somebody who's a defender because my Alliance War defense is fine. Well, it turns out nobody thought of Blade as a defender. They thought of him as the Magic, who at that time was the Alliance War final boss Slayer. So you could say that 6-star Blade packed a much bigger punch. In fact, he was a cut above the rest with both his swords and his utility than at first glance. Well, that brings us to the second half of this video, because I have with me the new pizza explosion test. That's right, the old-timey pepperoni pizza. Now I am going to open this, and we are going to do our best to show it off to the iMac camera. It is those old circular pieces of pepperoni pizza you get on like a Detroit style piece of pizza. Speaking of which, Pizza Hut did this earlier this year. I tried one and thought it was the best new pizza I'd had from Pizza Hut. Then they subsequently just put out a bunch of trash. But that's par for the course. So there are so many pieces of pepperoni on here. They say there's about 100. I'm not going to count them, but it looks like there easily could be. Now, these things are deceiving, just like Blade is deceiving as an offensive threat, not a defender. This pepperoni, I've been told, is really, really spicy. It's got a kick. And I am a self-proclaimed basic B. Just ask my girlfriend Israel, who still loves me anyway. So, this might be too spicy for me, but we're going to see. All right, this is the most awkward part of it. We're just going to go in for it. 3, 2, 1. That crust is stupid soft. Garlicky, buttery. You know, I see the haters out there. I have long before this channel was dedicated to MCOC, who say, Little Caesars, that's cardboard crust. That's only good if you're needing something that's high in fiber. I completely disagree. Little Caesars brings it more consistently than any other fast food pizza chain. They are so impressively consistent with their new pizzas. And they're affordable. This is $10 for the MCOC peeps out there. This is the same price as the Black ISO store for a month. The same price as Thronebreaker or Cavalier daily specials combined in one day. And by the way, that crust, not burned. Speaking of which, let's take a bite out of the end of it. Oh, that's good. You know, sometimes in life, analogies just work. I was not expecting the Blade analogy at the beginning of this video to be so spot on. Now, if you're like me, if you're a basic, and you feel like medium paste picante sauce is about as spicy as it gets, which to some people who actually like spice, it's like bringing up Aquafina, this may not be the pizza for you. I'm still debating whether or not the man who sponsored this pizza, my brother, Mr. Prof Box, Dylan Daniel Hoffman, whether he would enjoy this, because it does have a kick. But the flavor is so good. The aroma is so good. Get yourself, because Little Caesars also sells, obviously cheese bread, crazy bread. They sell these really good cookie dough brownie bites. Split this, as Dylan actually said to me as I was driving home with this in my car. Split this with like 3-4 people. Each take a slice or two. I don't think you're going to regret it. But if it's too spicy for you, you want some help finishing it off. It's really good flavor. It's handmade. Unlike some of those garbage pizzas out there in the fast food game that are frozen, this thing is fresh. I am still going to give it, like a 6-star blade, a 9 out of 10. If you love a kick, you'll probably give it a higher score than that. It's just a little too spicy for my palate, but it's still good enough to where I'm excited to try it. I'm actually excited to put it in my refrigerator and see if the coldness of the fridge overnight makes it a little more tame. But just like Blade, you weren't expecting it to cut so deep. And yet, it's memories like this that will last a lifetime no matter how you slice it.